So in this session, we will be looking at some interesting programs using Python list. Okay? So I'm going to generate a set of random numbers using Python's random package, and then I'm going to find out, how many numbers were, generated. Because when you generate random numbers, some of the numbers may get repeated. Okay? So how many times every particular item has been repeated. Okay, so everything will be random. Everything will be random. Okay, so let me get into my Jupyter notebook. So it's my screen is here. Okay, so first what I'll do, I'll just import random. Okay, I'll just give here. Okay, so just before that, I'll just escape A. I want to introduce a thing called markdown. When you say markdown, it will be like a heading. You can see here. I can just say hash hash hash. This is a random list program. Control enter. Okay, so it becomes a title kind of thing. Okay, and that cell will not be executed. Okay, now let us come into this. So I imported random package. I'll just give enter. Then I'll just press B. I come to the next line. So here, so random package is imported. Now what I want to do is I want to generate. I want to take from the user how many items he wants to be generated. Okay, so let me click here. Num is equal to int put, enter the number of elements you want. Number of elements you want. That means how many random numbers you want to be generated. You want it to be generated. Okay, suppose if I say num, okay, so look at this. The user enters, he may enter some 10 or 20 or whatever it is. So 10 random numbers to be generated. Is going to be generated, but this is just a question, that is a query, that how many random numbers the user wants. That's it. I'll just give enter. So he says 10. Okay, so 10 got printed. So when he says 10, when he or she says 10 different random numbers in a given range can be generated. Okay, I'll just control O, I'll give. I'll just delete this. Okay, so now we got, we got from the user how many random numbers he wants. Okay, how many random numbers he or she wants. Now what I'll do, I will have a loop here. Look at this. While I is less than or equal to num. That means, see, he says 10, for example. So we have to generate 10 different random numbers. Okay, fine. So for generating now, we are using this while loop, of course. Okay, while loop. Of course, later on we'll be using some other better, data structure. But right now, we are using a control, looping structure through which we are going to generate a random number. So let me call this val is equal to random dot rand int from one. What is the range you want to generate? I want say as 18 to 65. 18 to 65. Okay, so so look at this. So 18 to 65, some random number will be generated and that will be stored in val. Val is a variable. Now I want to increase it by, I want to increase the counter by 1. Look at this one, so that it exactly generates so many 10. For example, num is 10 means 10 random numbers will be generated. Okay, so you see I starts with 1, then we check whether I is less than or equal to 10. Suppose if num is 10, then one random number was generated. Okay, we can print it out here. Look at this, print val. Okay, look at this. Okay, enter the number of elements you want. I'll just say 10. You can see here 10 random numbers were generated. Look, 47, 57, 34. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, fine. Now so it got printed, but I want to take it into a list. So what I'll just say vals is equal to an empty list, and I'll just say vals dot append val. So see, now I'll just print vals. What happens is, suppose if the user says num is 10, then this while loop will generate 10 different random numbers in the range of 18 to 65. Okay, and then the values will be the individual random numbers will be appended into val's list. Okay, then we just display the list. Look at this. I just said 10. You can see here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, fine. So again, I'll just run it. I'll just say 20. Look at this. 20 random numbers are generated. Fine. Now, somehow the values may get repeated. So if you want to avoid them, then what you can do, you can have one technique. See, you can say if val not in vals. That means, see, as soon as we generate a random number, we check whether the number is not in vals. Okay, that means what? If it is not in the list in which we are appending. In that case, we are appending that val into that particular list. Okay, then increase the counter. So in this case, what happens? Only when the value is not there. Suppose you see, I generate 10 two times. Okay, second time when the see first time when 10 is generated, it will not be in the list, so it will be appended. Second time, this when the same 10 value is generated, we will check whether the 10 not in vals, but it is in vals. Only if it is not in vals, now it will add into the list. Otherwise, it will not append into the vals list, and the count is also will not be incremented. This is very important. See, if the count increases now, you are increasing the count without adding the element into the list. Okay, that will be a mismatch. That will be a mismatch. So you should increase the count only when the value is added into the list. Okay, so now let us see. Just say 10 random numbers. Look at this. 28, 23, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Fine. Again, I run it. 10. Okay, but the number of times the loop run might be more. Might be more. Okay, definitely it may be more than 10 times, because when the value gets repeated now, see, for finding that now I'll just put one technique. I'll just say j is equal to 1, j is equal to 1, and I'll just increase j value. Look at this, j plus is equal to 1, and I'll just print j value also, so that we will know how many times the loop was repeated. Okay, because see, when a particular random number gets generated again, it will not be added into the list. Will not be added into the list, and the count will also be not incremented, because we want exactly 10 different values. Okay, but when the value is already there in the list, no, that is increasing the j count, but not I count. I count is exactly 10 values, because we want 10 values in the list. That's our motto. But the see, as some values are getting repeated, the number of times the loop will be repeated will be more than 10, definitely. Okay, so that's what ij keeps track of. Now let me just try it out. Just say I'll go down, say 10 values, 11. So you see, some one of the value got repeated. One of the value got repeated. One of the values got repeated. Look at this. I'll just say 10. Yeah, 12 times it has run. That means 2 times some value got repeated, but that value was not added into the list. Okay, because we have checked it. We check that when the value is not in the list, you add it, append it. Otherwise, don't do it. Okay, so look at this. Now this is how you get exactly what you want. But you see, if you try to increase the number of values, sometimes it may take a lot of time. Why now? It keeps on repeating. See, some value will be generated again and again. So when the value is generated, the I count, the I count, which keeps track of the num values, will not end. So it will keep on running. So when you have this kind of situation, better not to give very huge number, because the loop will keep on running. It will never end. Take long time. Okay, so you can try it out. Of course, you can try and see. And if you want to break the program in the middle, just click on this button, interrupt the kernel. So that will stop the program. It doesn't matter. You can just try it out. Okay, fine. Now this is how the elements are added into the list actually. Okay. Now what happens once the elements are added into the list? I'll just comment it out or remove it. Okay, once the elements are added to the list, now see, now what happens is we are adding values, one unique values here. So if you count every value, it will be only one time. It will be, because 56 occurs only one time, 41 occurs only one time. So every value, because we checked it, we have completely avoided repeated values. Suppose if you want to have repeated values, then what you can remove this statement. Look at this. Control forward slash, so it will be commented out. Okay, so you can just see I don't want j anymore. Okay, now let us see what happens. See, now I can increase the count also. Look at this. Now every value will be appended. Look at this. Now I'll just say 20 values. So some value might be repeated. It doesn't matter. Is it 55? I think some value would have been repeated. You have to check it. Okay, that we will check through program. Okay, fine. Now what we'll do, once it is there in the vals list, I want to do something. Okay, I want to take into a set actually. That means, see, a list may have repeated values. A value may get repeated again and again. But when I convert it to a set, for example, I'll say my set is equal to set of vals. Okay, so let us see the size of each one. So you see, print length of vals, and okay, print length of my set. So let us see if there is a difference, then some value gets repeated. So let us see that. Say 20 values. So you see 20 values. Yeah, 14. So 14 is the unique values, but some values are appearing twice. Okay, 6 values are appearing twice actually. Okay, so you see, let us just print it out. Then we can find out. Print vals and print my set. Okay, see nothing but you see this denotes length of the list. So that list may contain repeated values. But the moment you convert this into a set, repeated values will be completely eliminated and every value in the list will appear only once. So my set will contain unique values. Okay. So now what happens? I'll just comment this out. I don't want this. Okay. Now let me print and see 10 values. Yeah, this time I think there were no. Okay. It's a set. Set will not have any order. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, no problem. There is no repetition. I'll just again 10. Yeah, there is no repetition. 10. Yeah, there is a repetition. You can look at this. The set has less number of values. So you see 33, 34. Yeah, 33. Yes, 34, 40, 54, 24. So look at this. Some value gets repeated here. Which value got 24 got repeated? Okay. Then any other value? 24, 33, 34 also got repeated. Look at this. 24 and 34 got repeated. Okay, so those value will come appear only once in the set. Okay, fine. So I see. So now we have found out unique values of the list actually by converting the list into a set. So what do? You just say set of pass the list, so that my set will be a set of unique values of the given list. Okay, so I see. If you take this example, first 54, 30, 33, 29, 34, 34, 24, 24, 40, 48, that's a list. In this list, two elements are repeated twice, 34 and 24. Look at this. So there, if you look at the set, second line or third line in your output, see 34 and 24, they come only once. See, but set do not maintain order. A set, it doesn't maintain order. Fine. Okay. Now let us see how many times each value occurs. How do you calculate it? So I'll just comment it out. Control forward slash. Then I'll just say for val in my set. That means from my set every value will be picked out one by one. And what I have to do is vals dot count val. Okay, so in vals count the occurrence of val. That means from my set, for example, my set, if you look at this set now, 33 is the first value. So 33 will be taken and will be assigned to val because we are fetching from my set. See, look at this here. My set contains 33, 34, 40, 54, 24, everything. The first 33 will come and sit in val. Now we check whether vals dot count 33. That means in vals count the occurrence of 33. It will be only one. So I'll just say print, print. Okay, that's it. Now look at this. Yeah, I'll just say 10. Yeah. So you can see here, everything appears only once. So what I'll do, stop this. Sometimes it pops out. I just close this. Okay. Just again I'll run it. I'll run again. I just say 10. Yeah, everything appears only once. I just say 20. Yeah, some value appears twice. Look at this. Let us find out what is the value. So I'll just say val uh, given space comma. So now let us see 20. Any value appears twice and we'll see that. Yeah, you can see 19 appears twice, 20 appears twice, 59 appears twice, 30 appears twice. So let us give some small value 10. 10 different values I want. Yeah, everything was unique. Ten values. Everything was unique this time also. Yeah, 62 was generated thrice. 62 was generated thrice. Look at this. If you total it up now, it should be 10 times. 3 plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 6 plus 3, 9, plus 1, 10. 10 times. Because 62 appears thrice, all the other values they appear only once. Fine. So I think this program was an eye opener. Okay, of how to create a list of unique values, and then we just count every value occurs how many times. Every value occurs how many times. Okay, fine. Hope this session was useful. We'll continue in the next session. Thank you.